You know, when the Barbie movie came out, there was a lot of commentary from the Christian world about how horrible it was and degrading of men and women. And yeah, there's a lot of weeds in this movie, right? Granted. But I love looking for the wheat among the weeds. And I'm telling you, there is some beautiful wheat in this movie that comes from Greta Gerwig, the director. It comes from her Catholic upbringing. I kid you not. Check this out.
The movie, it's like when it starts, she's in a world where there's no aging or death or pain or shame or self-consciousness, and then she suddenly becomes self-conscious, which that's a really old story. We know that story, and I think I kind of always go back to those older story forms because I don't know, I went to Catholic school and I resonate with them.
So the director here is saying she went to Catholic school and she resonates with this idea of becoming aware of the difference, we could put it this way, the difference between a utopian happiness, right? Barbie land, there's no pain, there's no bad breath, there's no death, there's no aging, everything is, quote, perfect. But when we try to create our own perfection, it leads to a certain kind of hell, right? We could put it this way. Hell is the heaven we create because we don't believe in the heaven God wants to give us. It becomes a utopian world. And in this next scene from Barbie, I'm going to show you here in a second, we see this utopian world and Barbie interrupts it where everybody's having fun and dancing and nothing's wrong and everything's great, everything's perfect. And then Barbie interrupts with thoughts of, well, let's just watch.
This is a real rager, Barbie. Thanks, Barbie. Gosh, this night is just perfect. It's perfectly perfect. And you look so beautiful, Barbie. Thanks, Barbie. I feel so beautiful. So do I.
This is the best day ever.
It is the best day ever, and so is yesterday, and so is tomorrow, and so is the day after tomorrow, and even Wednesdays, and every day from now until forever. Do you guys ever think about dying? I don't know why I just said that. I'm just dying to dance.
So in this world, we're not allowed to think about dying. And the greatest imperfection of human existence is that we're going to die, right? When we are in this false world, a utopian heaven, right? Where everything has to be perfect, we're not allowed to talk about death because we have no answer to it. Eventually, and isn't it interesting, the director herself says, I bring this up because of my Catholic upbringing, right? If it has anything to offer, it offers us the answer to the conundrum of death. The solution to death is not plastic surgery and oil of Olay and the refusal to recognize the imperfections of our bodies. The answer to death is the resurrection of our bodies. Let's see where the Barbie movie takes this. See the total denial of death here, but Barbie is still thinking about it, right? Everybody else refuses to look at it, but she's like, wait, this is a game. We're playing a game here. What's really going on? We can't pretend everything's great forever. Haven't you ever thought about death? Let's see what happens to Barbie here the next day when she wakes up.
When I wake up in my own pink world,
Hi, Barbie.
I get up out of bed and wave to my homegirls. Hey, Barbie.
Hey.
Why
Hi,
so
Barbie.
stressed? Could it be those irrepressible thoughts of
Did you hear that
death?
lyric? Why so stressed? Could it be those irrepressible thoughts of death? And what's Barbie going to discover in a moment here? Remember, she's been in a perfect world, but now she's thinking about death, and now she has to deal with all kinds of imperfections, beginning with...
Come on, we got important things to... Oh, it's her.
There it is, bad breath. Not such a perfect world anymore. And then Barbie, right, she goes to seek counsel, as we say here, for these newly discovered imperfections. Let's see the counsel she receives.
I just had to come see you about my feet. They're,
Flat.
yeah.
Never seen that before.
Really?
Whoa. Anyway, what preceded this?
Oh, nothing. A really fun game of volleyball.
That's it?
Thoughts of death.
What is?
Maybe some thoughts of death?
Thoughts of death!
Is that a problem?
Oh.
Is that a problem? In a perfect world, we're not allowed to think about death, right? That is a problem. My brothers and sisters, why are we so stressed? Could it be those irrepressible thoughts of death? How do we answer this conundrum of death? Let's see what unfolds here and how Barbie is invited to face these new imperfections and, quote, fix them. But let's see what actually happens.
I've heard of this. Of course, I didn't think it was possible, but it's real. Oh, you've done it. You've opened a portal.
I didn't open a portal.
Someone did. And now there is a rift in the continuum that is the membrane between Barbie land and the real world. And if you want to be stereotypical Barbie perfect again, then baby girl, you gotta go fix it. You're gonna
Pause. If you want to be stereotypical perfect Barbie again, you got to go fix it, right? Isn't this the message that we are bombarded with day in and day out? If you want to be stereotypically perfect, you got to fix it. Fix what? Fix your nose, fix your hair, fix your eyebrows. The list goes on and on and on. What is all of this obsession with perfectly beautiful bodies? It's fear of death. That's what it is. It's fear of death. And the fact that this secular Barbie movie is willing to go there, without a doubt, this movie is willing to go there because of the director's Catholic upbringing, right? Certain things, and again, I can't vouch for her Catholic upbringing, but certain things got in her mind as a Catholic schoolgirl about life and death and bodies and aging and perfection. My brothers and sisters, there's another way to see, there's another way to think about aging and death. And Barbie here is about to enter the real world, and she's going to see real people for the first time. She's going to see real trees for the first time. She's going to see an old woman for the first time. And I want you to pay careful attention to how it unfolds. But we're not quite there yet. There's a little bit more in this scene we have to watch.
Yeah. You're gonna keep going funny. Look at your upper thigh.
What is that?
That's cellulite. That's gonna spread everywhere. And then you're gonna start getting sad and mushy and complicated.
No! What do I have to do?
Check this out, right? She sees cellulite on her leg for the first time. And there's that beautiful commentary there from the weird Barbie. That's going to start spreading everywhere. And you're going to get mushy and complicated. And they're like, no, this is horrible. Everyone gets mushy and sad and complicated. It's called reality. It's called the complexity of being human. Are we loved there? Are we loved in our imperfections? Are we loved when cellulite has spread all over our bodies? Are we loved in our fears, in our irrepressible thoughts of death? Are we loved in our broken humanity? Right? Barbie world, Barbie land is free of all imperfections, but it's also free of all genuine love and all true beauty. Because the most beautiful beauty that ever was the beauty of the cross, which is the embracing of death in order to overcome death so that we might become perfectly beautiful in the right way. So Barbie now enters the real world, right? And she sees real people and real trees for the first time. Let's take a look.
You're so beautiful.
I know it.
Director Greta Gerwig had to fight to keep this encounter with the old woman from being cut. She describes this as the heart of the movie. And she insisted, if I cut this scene, I don't know what this movie is about. Say what you want about all the weeds in the Barbie movie. Yeah, fine. Oh man, this is beautiful wheat. This, dare I say it, is in a way a gift of finest wheat. Right? If you're Catholic, you know that song, "You satisfy the hungry heart with the gift of finest wheat." Who knows? I would bet you anything Greta Gerwig, raised in Catholic schools, knows that song. This is some really fine wheat that if we let it nourish us, if we let it confront our ideas of what perfection means, it will. This very fine wheat will lead us to the finest wheat, the bread of life. The bread of life that if we eat it, we conquer death. And if death has been conquered, we don't need to be afraid of sadness and cellulite and aging and wrinkles, because we see the beauty in it. Diminishment, aging, gray hair, age spots, wrinkles become the path to glory. Imperfection becomes the path to the perfection we all desire. The destiny that Christ holds out to us is the destiny of a glorified body without spot, wrinkle, blemish, or any such thing. But when we grasp at that, we end up in Barbie land, which is inhuman. When we walk the way of being weak, broken, imperfect, aging, gray hair, wrinkles, cellulite, when we embrace that, accept that with Christ, with the bread for the journey, which is the bread of life, which conquers death, then the whole journey becomes beautiful. And Barbie, the ideal of perfection in a false world, can look at that old woman on the bench and say, "You're beautiful." It's the heart of the movie. And if we cut that scene from the movie, we don't know what it's about. Where did Greta Gerwig get that? At her own admission, Catholic schools. You want to go to school in Catholicism? We'll learn more about what we're doing here at the Theology of the Body Institute. And if you enjoyed this video and you think anybody else could benefit from it, subscribe and share it. Leave a comment. Tell us what you thought. But also click on that link, TOB, for free. And we will send you 3 free videos introducing you to our flagship course here at the Theology of the Body Institute. You are beautiful. Stay the journey to glory.